About 6 days in, I figured it was time to finally start practicing with a team of characters. By now, I've completed all the tutorials, and so I picked the next character who I thought looked cool, Eliza. My friend swapped to playing as Big Band, but continued to play without a team since he had just changed out his controller for an arcade stick and wanted to only focus on one new character for now. As before, I spent a little bit of time in the character trials and practicing a basic combo before hopping online. Here's what I focused on. Playing as Eliza. I was trying to understand her basic game plan, how she felt moving around the screen, and what she's capable of doing. She tends to move a bit slower than other members of the cast, especially in the air. However, she compensates for this with large attacks and unique abilities such as calling servants or unleashing the skeleton parasite Sekhmet, which drains meter but can withstand attacks without flinching. Just as before, I pretty much only knew how to do one single combo with her that I just spammed over and over. Using Beowulf's taunt to build hype. Beowulf has a handful of ways to build his hype resource, but the fastest way to max it out is by using his Wolf Howl taunt. I learned that he can call assists to cover himself while taunting, which includes during a combo. The one combo I was attempting involved stalling for time with an Eliza assist, but it was pretty hard for me to pull off consistently, and I dropped it most of the time. Calling assists and tagging out. By this point, I could only really think to use assists in extremely specific scenarios that I had planned out beforehand, such as a previously mentioned Beowulf hype building combo. Most of the time, I forgot about them entirely, but I did experiment with a different assist on Eliza to give me a cheeky way of closing the gap on my retreating opponent. Here's what I struggled with. Not understanding the mechanics of assists. Assists to me honestly just felt really weird at first. On paper, it made sense to me that calling an assist was unlike a normal command, and that it doesn't interrupt what your active character is doing, and that it can't be called in certain scenarios, such as performing specials or being in block stun. In practice, I really struggled to get a feel for this, and this was mostly due to thinking of the buttons I was pressing as a move my character would perform as its own commitment, similar to any other command, such as attacking or grabbing. Due to this, my assist calls were almost never safe and would often get hit. A lot. Side note, hitting an assist is also called a happy birthday, which is one of my favorite community terms ever. Getting hit while moving forward. For the first time in the matches I've played so far, I was now playing as the aggressor of the matchup instead of the defender. Since both characters I was playing as tended to have somewhat slow ground and airspeed, that meant my usual strategy of waiting to punish an unsafe attack and then start a combo wasn't going to work the same way. This was especially a problem on Eliza, who I wasn't as familiar with using yet, and revealed to me a brand new bad habit I had of jumping forward without blocking. Not watching my opponent enough. Since I was so focused on stuff like execution and how to think about using a team, I was very slow to react to other new information, like what my opponent was doing. I was constantly getting hit from afar by two specific moves. Giant Step, which hits overhead up close and is unblockable on the ground from far away, and Brass Knuckles, which is able to absorb one hit. I got hit by Brass Knuckles a lot. Since many basic concepts of team fighters are so foreign to me, my progress of developing a game plan that took advantage of having a team with assists and the option to tag out was slow, and I made lots of obvious mistakes in retrospect. On top of this, I was now thrust into being the aggressor of the matchup and having to compensate for my opponent wanting to back up and chip me out with huge ranged attacks. These games very much represented a new hurdle for me to cross, but I felt resolved to push through. I could already see so much potential with a variety of team compositions I hadn't really considered yet in my approach to learning the game. And every now and then, I figured out how to do a tag team combo that looked pretty cool, so that was fun. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.